All right, so let's go ahead and get started. Again, my name is Amanda Medic, and I've worked for Sharper Agent for a little over 5 years now. We call your branded, white labeled tools, suite of marketing tools, Exit PromoShop, and we've had a long-standing relationship with Exit PromoShop, so we have a ton of different custom pieces and custom materials within your Exit PromoShop, as well as we are connected to basically everyone's MLS nationwide, so that you are able to integrate those pieces that you've already entered into the MLS, and they'll automatically be added on to your different marketing materials within Exit PromoShop. So I am going to go ahead and guide you through all the different features and functionalities. Super easy system to use. If you have already done your free trial and you'd really like to restart your free trial, be sure to reach out to me and I will definitely restart that free trial for you. You will go to the Exit Resource Center and click on Exit PromoShop to enter your PromoShop account, and then it's going to launch into what looks like this screen right here. So the tabs on the left-hand side are going to guide you throughout all of the different features and functionalities of the suite of marketing tools. I always like to start on the My Profile tab because it's super important that all of this information is correct. So how the system is set up is all of these tabs, like I said, are going to guide you throughout all the features and functionalities, but I like to think of it, remember when we were back in high school and we had a trapper keeper or a binder and we had different dividers in there? So we had biology and we had math and we had English, so on and so forth, and they kind of guided you through each subject. Same here. So Contacts Manager, you can hold up to 25,000 contacts, and you can also group them within your Contacts Manager. We're going to take a look at that. You have over 4,000 custom marketing materials, so a lot of these are going to be pre-built, meaning that you can go in there, the information and the content's already been put together for you, and you can simply just send them out. Or there's going to be a lot of templates where your MLS information and data will automatically pull on it, or some that you can just create from scratch and build your own. Campaigns and e-newsletter, these are going to be our automated features. So campaigns, I know buzzwords have been trigger marketing or drip campaigns, and then our e-newsletter is my absolute favorite, and we'll save that to last. And that's going to be an automated newsletter that automatically goes out the first Tuesday of the month with 4 articles and 1 movie generated from Riz Media, the national real estate news source. But again, I like to start on the profile because it's so important that all of this information is correct, because it's going to pull on all of these marketing pieces that are included in your campaign, your e-newsletter, and then just those one-piece marketing materials. So you want to make sure that your name is spelled correctly. I know on the SATs it's like 3 points. Make sure that your title is correct. Make sure that your phone number, always phone number 1 where you want to be contacted at first. Phone number 2 is not going to appear on all of your materials, but still if you want maybe an office in your direct cell phone, you can add those 2 phone numbers. Your email, I like to use capitalization within my email. It's going to be a little bit easier to read and brand me a bit better. Same with my website. It's a lot easier to read sharperagent.com with that capital S and capital A rather than if it's all lowercase. And it's going to be a little bit easier to recognize. Now you'll notice that some of these I cannot click on. These pull from Memo or pull from your contact record within your ERC. So if you notice that that needs to be fixed, please, please, please reach out to me so I can put you in touch with Derek Stevenson and get that fixed for you. You can also enter call to action. I think that the call to action is very important, and it should really signify to the consumer why they should contact you and 2 reasons to contact you. So maybe you are a newer agent and you really want to get into, first-time home buyers niche. Call or email me if you're tired of paying rent. Or if you are in a specific neighborhood and you want to be the listing agent expert for that specific neighborhood, maybe something like Call or email me if you're thinking about selling. So 2 ways to contact you and a reason why to contact you. Obviously, you want to also enter an image, and your logo is automatically going to be fixed on all of your pieces. Make sure that your picture is up to date and it's going to be a professional photo. So it's great when you're trying to target specific people and you have your dog in there or your horse and you're a horse lover and you just really want your consumers to know a little bit more about you. But really it's about the consumer and not about you. So I suggest maybe wearing a collar and having something a little bit more professional. You can also enter the URL for your social network. So we're going to look into that a little bit more. But what this does is you're going to get that profile URL and paste it into one of these 2 spots. You can have Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, or YouTube. And on the bottom of each electronic piece, it's going to appear that logo. So if someone were to click on the Facebook logo, it's going to bring them straight to your profile page where they can begin following you or add you as a friend. So again, all of this information pulls on all of your marketing materials, so you really want to make sure that all of this is correct. And if you do make changes, be sure to save your profile. So also, before we move on, I want to point out that this email address is very important. So everything that gets sent from the Exit PromoShop system looks like it came from this email address to that specific person. So no CC or BCC, and also it's going to be an embedded image, so no creepy link to click on or attachment to open. So it looks like it comes straight from you to them. Let's go ahead and move on to the contact manager. Again, we're just going to briefly go over some of these things since some of us have already gone through 2 hours with me. So if you have questions or we need to go back at the end, I'll definitely be available. So contact manager, you can hold, like I said, 25,000 names or contact records within this system. Very intuitive system. All the buttons on the top here are going to guide you throughout all the different features of the contact manager. And we have all these videos. So if you see a link that says watch the video, the shortest I believe is 2 minutes long to the longest 8 minutes long. And it's going to step-by-step you through the process of each different functionality. So buttons on the top here, we're going to go over just a couple of them. Contacts obviously is going to show me a full list of all of the different contacts that I have in here. It appears that I have 241 contacts. Groups is going to allow me to see any people that I've separated in any groups. I highly suggest that you use groups. It's a great way to organize and just keep track of your different clients. We're also going to go over importing contacts, adding a contact, find a contact, manage, email tools, and purchase mailing lists. So I always like to approach the system as if I'm a brand new agent. So what do I want to do and how do I want to create my book of business when I'm just starting out, right? You want to get organized right away. So what I like to do is go to the import contacts button here, and then these are different sources that we've already researched for you on how to import. So Ron here says that he uses Gmail instead of Outlook, so I can go into this Gmail contacts, and it's going to give me step-by-step instructions on how to export from Gmail. So I go over to my Gmail. It's going to export into a spreadsheet, something similar like this. So this is going to be my header, and then here's all the information that I have exported from Gmail. So I have first name, last name. We'll come back to title, company, and email. Why I like to highlight title is this is something that is searchable within our system. So if I'm just getting started, I want to first open that spreadsheet that I've exported from Gmail. Maybe I want to delete some stuff. I don't really need, Wayfair or, Zappos email address within my profile and enter that into my book of business. So I'm going to delete some things and maybe I'm going to update some things. And under title, I like to add what group they're going to go in. So maybe John Smith is in my sphere of influence. Maybe Sally Cannon is in my past clients. So So go through the spreadsheet first. It's going to be a lot easier that way than going through each different contact record. So I have my spreadsheet. I've put everyone in my different groups. I'm going to go ahead and File, Save As. I'm going to save it on my desktop. And I'm going to make sure that I name it and I put it somewhere that I can find it. So I'm going to click on Desktop here so I know that it saves on my desktop. The file name I just have as example. And then Save As type is very important. I'm going to open this up and you're going to see that I can save this as a number of different files. But what I really want to save it as is CSV, delimited. Delimited. I always say delimited. So delimited. And what this is going to do is basically just wipe all of the formatting out that exists in this spreadsheet. So if I had any concatenation or I had any sum, it's going to wipe that out and it's going to be just a plain spreadsheet. So CSV, and then I'm going to go ahead and save. I already have this saved, so I'm just going to click Cancel. Going back to my piece, or going back to my Exit PromoShop, here is where I can click Next and start to import. A lot of us are going to start with a spreadsheet, and I really suggest using the Microsoft Excel option if you do start with that spreadsheet. So I'm going to click Microsoft Excel. Again, step-by-step instructions, exactly what we just did. We saved it as a CSV. It's going to say, hey, there's going to be this message that comes up that alerts you that we're wiping all of the formatting out. I click OK. I click Next. And here I can add this whole list to a group right away, or I can add a new group as I go in. So thinking of this as being a new agent and just starting my book of business, I have a ton of different groups that I'm going to import, so I don't want to put it into one specific group. So I'm going to not highlight any of these and just choose my file. So I can choose my file. We know we saved it on my desktop. Hopefully nothing embarrassing comes up as I'm searching for this. And I know that I saved it as example. I click on my file and I click Open. I know it has a header row because it said first name, last name, title, so on and so forth, and I don't want that to be imported as a contact record. So I'm going to go ahead and check that box, and then I click Submit. Here, this is where I'm going to line up all of my different fields. So on the left-hand side are all of the different fields that exist within contact records within the EPS system. And on the right is going to be my spreadsheet. So I want to make sure that the first name lines up with the first name on the left and right side. If everything is matched up, I'm going to go ahead and upload my contacts. The system's going to do a duplicate check, and then they're going to be added to this list here. And to answer Millie's questions, yes, you can add to multiple different groups. This is why I like to group, especially if we're doing a ton of different groups or multiple different groups, we do it after. So I've imported my spreadsheet, and now I want to group them. So I'm going to go over here to Find a Contact, and then I have all of these different sources that I can search from. I'm just going to click Select All that so that you can see. I'll click Submit, and then here are all of the different fields that I can search from. Remember, I used that title field to separate all of my different groups. So if I do Sphere of Influence or SOI like I used, I can type that in the title and then click Search, and it's going to search for everyone in that Sphere of Influence group from my spreadsheet or that I've imported. But you'll notice that I have all of these other different fields that I can search from as well. So maybe contacts added between, when I modified. These ones are highly used. Show contacts with invalid email addresses, or show contacts who have unsubscribed from my emails. And also show contacts not in a group. So I'm going to go ahead and click Search so we can see my Sphere of Influence. And it looks like these three people have the Sphere of Influence in the title. So I would just simply check all of these, and I'd have all of these actions on the right-hand side. Now, if you notice, I can both click on one single contact, and this would just be working with one specific contact, or I can check all, and this is working with multiple different contacts. So for this, I would want to check all and add to a group. Make sure that they are in the SOI group and click Add. Now all three of those are in my Sphere of Influence group. And now when I go to my Groups button and I check Sphere of Influence, I'm going to show those contacts, and there are those three contacts. You'll notice these actions on the right-hand side. So working with multiple contacts, I can send them all a marketing email, text email, I can add a note, an important date, I can schedule a meeting, phone call tasks, I can print letters, labels, envelopes, print contact information. Your contacts are never stuck in the system. Download is the same thing as exporting your contacts, save a mailing list, delete contacts, add to a group, or add to a campaign. Now to go further into Millie's question, can I add contacts to multiple groups? I'm going to just click on a net here. So just clicking on a net, I'm just working with the net's contact record. So I can view any notes, any emails that I've sent her, tasks, meetings, calls, important dates. But you'll notice I can view any groups that she's in as well. Looks like she's just in the Sphere of Influence group right now. Again, right-hand side, all of these very intuitive actions. I'm going to go into Edit Contact Details. Under Edit Contact Details, again, I have a whole other set of actions, one of which is Groups and Interests. So if I wanted to also add her to maybe the Upstate New York broker list, or Sharper Agent, or Exit Webinars, I can simply click on that group that already exists and enter her into that group on the right using the arrow in the middle. Now, if the group does not exist, so maybe I want Exit Corporate, I add that group. I can simply click on that and add her to that group as well. Now, on the right-hand side, you'll notice I have even more actions than that. I'm going to go ahead and click on the contact information. So if I wanted to add additional information about a net, this is where I'm going to add it. I really want to make sure that I enter as much information as I have on Annette into the system. Maybe you're thinking, well, I just kind of want to email Annette right now, but you have her physical address, put it in there, you might use it later. Especially if it comes to a birth date or consumer information. The system is great at automatically sending those two pieces. So we really want to use our marketing dollars to prospect, right? Our past clients in our Sphere of Influence are not thinking about real estate 95% of the time, but we want to make sure that if referrals come up, they have my information. Two physical mail pieces that I really suggest going to past clients and Sphere of Influence would be either a birthday card once a year or a home purchase anniversary card. I can simply enter that date in here or under consumer information, enter them into a campaign for the next 10 years, and automatically the system is intuitive enough to pull that card and send it to them and get to them on that specific date entered. I can also enter second contact information or phone numbers, additional email addresses, mailing addresses, so on and so forth. Preferences is also very important. So our system is spam compliant, so if somebody unsubscribes from your emails, they have the little unsubscribed hyperlink at the bottom. The system will automatically uncheck this box, and although they may still exist within a group or within a campaign, they'll automatically drop off every time an email is sent. This doesn't mean that you can no longer send them physical mail, it just means that they've unsubscribed from your email. And vice versa, if somebody accidentally unsubscribes, you can always go into preferences, recheck this box, and save, and they will be added to receive emails once again. Cool. So contacts, we've seen how you can work with multiple and singular. We've seen how you can group and view our groups. We have seen how we can find a contact, import a contact, Add a contact we won't go over. It's simply just manually adding to the system. Maybe you're at an open house and you have your computer or your iPad open. You can simply just enter their information manually. Now, email tools and purchase mailing lists are two great features within the Contact Manager. Email tools are going to show me who is referring me. So, for example, these two emails I sent out to individuals. I can see that this specific email was forwarded to this person on this date. It looks like it was not open, but it was converted. So I'm guessing that was a glitch within the system. So if you, for example, I send an email to Annette Anthony, and Annette Anthony sends it to a friend of hers, and that friend decides to sign up for more information, then I'm going to get a notification of the email address that appears in my profile that says, hey, Sally Smith is a new contact. They'll automatically be added to my Contact Manager. And if it's a continuous campaign or a continuous piece like the e-newsletter, they'll automatically be added to that list and added to receive information as it continues to go out. So I don't have to go in there and find them in my Contact Manager and add them to any list. They'll automatically be added to that list. And it's a really great way to see who's referring you as well. Purchase mailing lists, like I mentioned, you really want to spend your marketing dollars on prospecting, right? So a lot of technology is being used with Zillow and Trulia and online leads, and that's great. We still have the statistic of 2.99 return on investment of pieces that go over 13 months, and traditionally it's been 100 pieces. So basically that's 3% return on investment of 100 pieces going out over 13 months. And if you think about the comparison to how many marketing dollars you're spending based on the commission that you're receiving, it's a huge return on investment. We use InfoUSA to generate our mailing lists, and basically all InfoUSA does is collect information. They're just in the business of collecting information. So unlike your title company where you're getting a list based on tax records, this system is utilizing any surveys, any census, also tax records, IP addresses that have connected to your name specifically. So all of this information is robust, but it's also current. And unlike your title company, it's going to look for example, first-time homebuyers. It's going to look for those renters within each of the different apartments rather than just generating and sending you the owner of the whole building's address. If that made sense, that was a little confusing as it came out of my mouth. So basically, it's going to give you up-to-date current information on who's living in that space rather than who owns that space. And I like to use the rent versus buy example just because this list never goes bad. It virtually is a list that continues to work for many years. You add or current resident and it's going to continue to go to the people that have moved into the place. So rent versus buy, I would probably search for this based on a zip code. So 80204 in Colorado is a highly rented area. It's very urban right downtown. But you'll notice I can also search by address. So maybe you are trying to farm a specific neighborhood. Maybe you are looking to get more listings in your own neighborhood. You can simply add an address in here, choose a mile radius, and then it will pull the list. So we're going to choose to find renters within 80204. I'm going to click Next. And now I have all of these different selections. Based on a DMA or Direct Mail Association statistic, I know that on average nationally, those people making $60,000 or more and are renting are my great prospects. So I want to find everyone who's making 60 grand or more renting in that specific zip code. But you'll notice I have all of these other different selections based on really what niche you'd like to go after. So maybe home values, of 350 or more in my specific neighborhood, maybe those people that have been in their residence 5 to 7 years, maybe those empty nesters that are looking to downgrade, maybe single female home buyers. You can kind of go through here and get a great idea of those people that you'd like to start prospecting to. So I chose, again, $60,000 or more, and they're renting. So I'm going to go ahead and click Next and see the number we come up with. So 409 results. I don't have to purchase all 409 results. The statistic says only 100. That would be $8. So 8 cents per contact, and once you purchase this mailing list, it's yours for life. You can reuse it as many times as you'd like. So that was a quick overview of the Contact Manager, and I know this is all a lot to digest all at one time, so please feel free to reach out to me or customer care and we can revisit some of these ideas. I'm going to move on to marketing materials. We're going to go through a little bit quicker here. So we have over 4,000 templates that you can use, and we've put them together and organized them in this nice little library. You can also search for things that you specifically need, or sort by newest, most used, or alphabetical. We also have a lot of exit custom pieces. I work with Melanie weekly to add or update all of these exit pieces, and if you'd like something specific, we can definitely request that from corporate as well. So if you have ever used Microsoft Office or Microsoft Publisher, you are already an expert on our system. You'd simply click on the piece, and then you go into Create and Edit, and anything that you can highlight, you can change. A unique feature of Exit PromoShop is I can choose one piece and I can send it out in multiple different ways. So let's go ahead and choose maybe a postcard. So I'm going to choose this postcard here, and then you'll notice I have all of these actions. Again, the system is super intuitive, so don't be afraid to click around. I can go into the editor and edit this. I can desktop print, or meaning I can open a PDF and print it from my office, or I can save it on a zip drive and take it over to Kinko's and have it printed. I can order printing. We do use Shutterfly, which is our third-party vendor, and they are nationwide, which makes them very competitively priced and high in quality and standards. So I would simply click Order Printing. Everything is done through Exit PromoShop. I can also email this piece and post to a website. So I really encourage you to go through all of these different pieces today, open up some of these flyers and postcards, newsletters, home buying, home selling guides, recruiting greeting cards in general, folded greeting cards, business cards, photo books, door hangers, stationery, sports schedule, Spanish content, and then marketing in motion. So I really suggest you go through and just kind of look at all the different materials that we've added into the system for you. All right, let's move on to automation. Last but not least, love the campaigns and love the e-newsletter. We know that you're busy and you're running from one listing appointment to the next, so we really want to make it efficient and effective marketing within this suite of marketing tools. So campaigns are basically just pieces and activities that we've lined up for you, that you can enter a group or enter a number of contacts, and it's automatically going to start going out. Campaigns are also great for social media. So if you're utilizing social media right now and you're struggling to find content to add to your Facebook or your Twitter or your LinkedIn, this system is really going to help you with that. So the first question I usually receive is, how often should I be posting on social media? And the answer is, it really depends on what outlet you're using. So it's been said that if you're using Facebook, one post 6 days a week, excluding Sundays. If you're using Twitter, as much and as many as that you can get onto your newsfeed at a time. Because it's a running newsfeed, not everything is always seen. So as much as you can on Twitter, 7 days a week, 24 hours a day if you can. Facebook is going to be a little bit more conservative, being one piece 6 days a week. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and build a new campaign. And again, if you have any questions, I have my question box open and I'm happy to stop and answer them as we go. Here again is a nice organized library that we've set up for you. And again, I can open up these little triangles and see all of the different campaigns that are in here. We have over 55 pre-built campaigns already set up for you, or you can go ahead and build your own. So I know that we are probably or should all be doing some prospecting at this time, so I'm going to go ahead and choose a prospecting campaign. We had previously spoke about rent versus buy, so let's go with that theme. Maybe we had purchased a mailing list and now we want to go ahead and start marketing to that specific niche. So here are all of the pieces and elements that have already been set up. So this campaign is set and ready to go with 14 activities or 14 pieces and activities intermingled. So if I was great with this campaign, I can add my contacts and this is off and running. You'll notice that I can send all of these pieces as an email, all of these pieces as direct mail, or I can multi-channel. Traditional marketing strategies say we're going to get the biggest return on investment if we send pieces through multiple different channels, which definitely makes sense. We want to try and communicate with our prospects or our consumers on their terms and on their level. So you'll notice that we've already created the title, we've already scheduled when this goes out, and the delivery format. If I wanted to customize this, I can simply click Customize in Advanced Setup, and I can really create this campaign to be anything that I'd like. So maybe I didn't want this phone call activity in there, I can delete that. Maybe I wanted to add a saved piece that I've created, or I wanted to add an activity I created, I can do that. And then I can manage each delivery option down to the individual piece. So maybe I wanted to create this throwing your money away, and I wanted that to be the first piece that's going out. I can do that. I wanted this to go 7 days after I entered a contact. I can do that. Maybe this campaign is already off and running, and I wanted to add additional pieces as I go. I can scroll to the bottom and add additional pieces. Then I'm going to click to add my contacts. This is where grouping is really going to help your life out. So if you've already got the group created, I can simply click Groups, check mark my group, and then add them to the campaign. Now if you wanted to go through each contacts, you can check mark these and then add them to a campaign. And once you save your campaign, it's going to be in this list of all the campaigns that are going out right now. So I'm going to choose this. It looks like obviously I didn't add any campaigns, so it's not off and running. But you'll notice when I click on the hyperlink of the name, I can go in and change those delivery options again, add pieces, add contacts, rename, duplicate, delete, or I can see the return on investment that I'm getting from this campaign. So you'll see that under Campaign Report or Contacts Report. I can see down to each individual contact who's paying attention to my campaign, who should I probably be reaching out to in other ways, be it phone call, be it text message, and then down to each specific piece. We don't want to be paying for pieces that aren't working, right? We don't want to be paying for these pieces that are not getting me any return. So down to each individual postcard or email that's going out, I can see who's actually paying attention and if it's working. So another cool thing is I can set up a campaign for my social media, meaning I can build a campaign and maybe I want to do something that's food and entertainment. I want to do every week a series on a new recipe that I post to my Facebook page. I can go in here, I can have them all set up as email and just have these sent to me. So I set these up for email, I customize an advanced setup, I make sure that they are going out once a week, if this loads. And basically I set it to go once a week. Every Thursday maybe I get that email in my Outlook or my Gmail or whatever. I simply save that piece and then upload it to my Facebook. So that's going to be something very simple. What I can also do is I can simply just save these pieces on my desktop and then schedule them in Facebook. So I'm going to go ahead and go to Facebook here. Here is my Sharper Agent page. And you'll notice I have status, photo, video, offer, events. So I would go in here and I would choose my piece, either the whole campaign. Let's go back so you can see what I'm talking about. So here's my campaign. Here are all of my different pieces. And I'll step by step you through this. Okay, so I don't even have to set this up. I can just simply click on here, my chicken fajita salad. I can save this image. Now I'm going to save this on my desktop as FB Piece 1. Go back to my Facebook, add that photo on my desktop. Facebook Piece 1, open that up. The image is going to appear and we're going to say weekly recipe. Email me for more, or if you are in need of any real estate expertise. And again, this recipe card is just an example. We have a ton of different real estate relevant. If you wanted to do maybe a real estate highlight once a week, you can definitely do that. Then I can post this, or I can open this little guy up and schedule it. So I can, maybe I have an hour one day where I just want to concentrate on my social media and I want to use the Exit PromoShop content. I can go in there, upload all of this different stuff, create my little post, and then schedule it to go out, and it will automatically be added to your Facebook and scheduled as you have approved it. So that's just a kind of way to use your campaigns and keep your business running and your marketing running automatically. Another automatic piece that I really like is the e-newsletter. The automatic feature is the e-newsletter. I love the e-newsletter. So basically what the e-newsletter is it's those 4 articles and 1 movie that is generated from Riz Media, the national real estate news source. So it's current and it's nationwide. It's general enough to go out to basically anyone. So I would suggest if you do not have your e-newsletter already set up, you go in today and just throw all of your sphere of influence and your past clients in there. This way you are sending them something free every month, and it's, even if they don't open it, your email address is landing in their inbox and they know that you're still in real estate. It's going to be branded, so automatically all of that information, like I mentioned earlier, is going to pull from your profile. So your logo, your branding, your picture, all of your information. And if you did nothing else, it's automatically going to go out. You can customize this if you'd like, so you can add a personal greeting. You notice that I had this weird little greeting up here. This is going to be my mail merge. So people are more apt to opening information with their name on it. So all I did was I simply pulled this formula and put it in my custom greeting. So it's going to say, Dear Amanda, Dear Annette. It's going to pull that mail merge every time this sends out. I can add my own listings. I can add additional links. I can add my own articles. And then I can also generate leads from this as well. So I can post this, post a button to my website, for example, and people can go and sign up for my e-newsletter, and they'll automatically be added to the list and automatically be added to receive more information monthly. So that's kind of a big gist of Exit PromoShop. And now, do we have any questions? Open it up to the floor, and anything that we need to revisit? You can type it in the question box on the right-hand side. Again, I'm sure if you have questions, somebody else has the same question. No questions, Jackie, Cynthia? Okay, great. Well, again, I just want to mention, if you have already used your 30-day free trial and you need me to restart it, here's my information to contact me. AmandaM@trulia.com is going to be my email address. You can also reach me at 303-952-3176, or myself or customer care can be reached at 866-614-9372. And I am here to help you. So I look forward to speaking to you soon, and if we don't have any other questions, I'm going to go ahead and end the webinar for today. I'm so happy that we utilized the full 45 minutes. All right, have a great day, and I hope to speak to you soon. Bye-bye.